Ladies and gentlemen, you guys already know, good old Sprog, aka fake Kotaku Urinalist, aka the person who, for some reason, all the actual real Kotaku Urinalists are quote tweeting as if he did something. I don't know. It's just strange. Anyway, that's besides the point. Good old Sprog had a little bit of a meltdown. Because here's what I did, okay? It's the same strategy that I had against Alyssa Mercante, which caused her meltdown, all right? If you guys remember, I specifically told you that I blocked Alyssa Mercante the moment she unblocked me, right? She had blocked me first, immediately, right? Without any interaction. She blocked me first, and then she started to do the whole block, unblock thing, right? Like she was doing with Grums. So what I decided to do was, because I realized what to do with these kind of people who do that stuff, what I realized that if you block them, that's it. They lose their fucking minds. Their collective minds go out the window. It's actually insane. It's pretty funny to witness. So Sprog is the second person I've ever blocked in that regard because, honestly, Sprog, not only is he boring, right? Because you guys saw the whole interaction between me and Sprog. It was like fucking Little League over here. This guy's over here batting whatever. Sprog decided it was in his best interest to try to troll and pretend to be a Kotaku editorialist or whatever. No problem. Me trying to actually have a good faith conversation with somebody who I thought worked at Kotaku didn't quite end up that way. So what I ended up doing was I blocked Sprog because I knew by blocking Sprog, it was going to cause a massive meltdown. Now, I thought this meltdown was going to come in the form of like a video or something, but it actually came in the form of a 19-post thread. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a 19-post thread. This is from people who tell you they don't care. This is from people who tell you they don't watch, right? This is from people who try to pretend as if they're not bothered, right? Why are you so pressed, bro? Right? They're the kind of people that say that stuff. So I got a 19-post thread. I need to reiterate that. 19. This man spent 19 posts melting down. You thought I was exaggerating? No, I'm not exaggerating. I'm serious. It was a 19-post thread. This is nuclear levels of coping and seething. Seriously. So let's start from the top, okay? Because let's just get it over with because we got other topics that are very important. I want to go over the Nick Calandra stuff a lot. So let's just cover this really fast and get into it. I haven't even actually read this whole thing. I only read the first couple and realized he lied in every single one of them. And I thought maybe, okay, he's probably lying in all of them. But let's see. Let's find out. So Sprog says the following. You follow a guy who appeals to your sensibilities regarding gaming and nerd culture, while saying that everything wrong with those cultures are people on the left. His format, at least from the show he has, is formulaic. Okay, number one, as a YouTuber, let me back up. As a viewer of YouTube, are you going to watch people who you don't have interests that are in common with, or perhaps similar sensibilities or anything like that? Are you going to subscribe to people who you don't necessarily enjoy their content or enjoy their point of view or enjoy, I guess the point of which you're trying to have that conversation? Or are you more likely to subscribe and follow and watch people who you actually enjoy watching, right? You're talking about something that is a normal YouTube thing. A lot of people will, in general, want to at least subscribe, follow, or primarily watch, people whose sensibilities align with theirs in some way, shape, or form. Not everything, right? Because you guys have disagreed with me on some things, obviously. Probably one of the biggest things was the whole Charlie and Stico debate, right? We had a lot of people with a lot of different opinions in the chat just going at it, including me as well. And we all talked about it for 2 to 3 hours. But at the end of the day, you're not supposed to agree with someone 100% on everything. That's not how this goes. So anyway, also, too, there's been times where I have gone after people on the right, okay? Probably one of the most prominent people that I've went after on the right was Matt Walsh. Because I do not agree that Matt Walsh should be somebody who should be speaking about anything anime, manga, or gaming related. I know sometimes he does, and I disagree with a lot of the shit he says. But again, you wouldn't know that because you just constantly want to think it's, oh, woe is me, I'm a leftist, right? So again, this kind of person doesn't understand what nuanced conversation is because we saw that. We obviously saw that, right? Sprog is the new Johnny Boy. At least Johnny Boy had a little bit of testosterone in him. But still, some of these people They don't realize the nuanced conversation taking place because they don't know how to have a nuanced conversation. We saw that clear as day in the last live stream that we had with him, right? Then he says he plays a glitzy slideshow of clips of libs being triggered, showing N Kotaku. Okay, number one. This is lie number one. Ladies and gentlemen, in the chat right now, can you let me know in the chat, where have I ever showed in my intro N Kotaku? Anybody in the chat, since you guys basically have the fucking intro memorized, can any one of you tell me where I show N Kotaku in the intro? Throughout all the clips. Anybody? Anybody? Anywhere? Do I ever show N Kotaku anywhere in my clips? Nowhere. It's literally nowhere. The wanted poster clip, that's the after fact. That's not my intro. That's a clip, and it's not in every intro. I barely use that clip. I only started using it recently because of the whole Alyssa Mercante thing. And that's talking about the list that they made of me. They made a list of me. So yeah, I should be allowed to use that list. So again, the main intro doesn't show anything about N Kotaku. All right. I use the clip of the list every now and then, but I don't really use that clip very often, at least not up till recently. So that's lie number one. All right. And plays some of the reels of friends of the show. He opens by shouting out paid members. Okay. Lie number two. He told two lies in one post. Okay. You guys have the intro memorized, right? For the stream. You guys have the intro memorized. Now tell me, who do I shout out first in the beginning of the fucking stream? Do I shout out paid members, or do I do a bigot army roll call shouting out everybody in the chat whether or not they paid or not? Who do I shout out first? Is it the bigot army non-paid, or is it the paid pre-stream legends? Who do I shout out first? Because he's saying I opened my show shouting out the paid people. Last I checked, I do the bigot army roll call where I shout out everybody who didn't pay first, and then I go into the pre-stream legends after the fact. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is lie number two, and we're only in 2 out of 19. All right, that's the whole reason why I have something called the bigot army roll call, so that I can shout out people who, regardless of whether or not they pay, I just shout out as many people as I can in the chat before I move on. That's called engaging with your subscriber base. That's called having a conversation with people, shouting them out, appreciating that they're here, regardless of whether or not they pay. So again, another fucking lie, and I do this every single stream. It's not like I just did this stream. I do it every stream. Let's move on. Number 3 probably has some preamble of the show's content, which is either an interview with some guy he's grifting with, or in my case, me. I don't understand what he's trying to say here. Content, whatever. Anyway, let's continue. After he finishes 2 or 3 videos, he then reads super chats of people like you to probably display your thoughts that coincidentally follow along with his ideas. All the whole preaching that the wokes / hold on, I got to go to the next one. Wokes / oh, here we go. Losers / lefties hate you or hate the things that you like. So wait, so should I not read super chats then? Is that what you're saying? I should not read super chats from people who are nice enough to donate to the stream? Yeah, this proves why you would be a terrible fucking streamer, number one, okay? Like, you would be a terrible content creator, just like all the other losers who work at Kotaku. This is the reason why they got to work for someone else and they can't work for themselves, because they would be a terrible fucking creator, a terrible content creator in general. Yeah, in between stories, guess what? I'm going to read the super chats and I'm going to catch up on it, because I don't want people to donate and not have their super chat read. I don't think that's a bad thing. And then on top of that, too, during the story itself, I'm not calling out just super chatters. During the story itself, I'm looking at the chat if I'm able to, and I'm calling on certain comments that either have questions regarding the story or maybe something I disagree with. I've called out people that I disagree with in the chat that didn't pay. So again, I call out as many people as I can in the chat who don't pay, and then I dedicate a little bit of time in between segments to call out super chats. If you were a content creator, you would know this, but instead you're just a fucking loser at the end of the day. That's really what it is, but we know that. Let's continue. So he says, implying we don't like boobs or something. That's pretty much true. I mean, you guys don't. The only boobs you like are the fake ones on men. He teaches you what to say and how to think. Do I teach you what to say or how to think? Do I teach the chat how to say or what to think? Or when I'm covering a game, what do I say when I cover a game? Do what you want with your money. That is your choice. Do what you want with your money. You are free to do whatever you want with your money. I will do what I want to do with my money. You do what you want to do with your money. At the end of the day, you come to your conclusion. On every single one of my videos, the one comment that I always put on every video is, what do you all think of this? If you watch my videos, you'll see every single pinned comment says, what do you all think of this? That's not me saying, hey, bitches, agree with me. Like, I don't do that. And he knows that. They all know that. But again, it's just more and more lies because they got nothing better to do. Think for yourselves. Always. Always think for yourselves. If you think I am wrong on a video game situation or whatever, you're more than free to tell me. That is perfectly fine. State your fucking opinion. It's all good. Let's continue. You may disagree, but that's part of the cult dynamic. You think you're part of something organic, but you're not. He is a self-proclaimed leader of the bigot army. Well, I mean, that's the whole thing about being self-proclaimed, right? Because apparently, I don't know if you're aware, Sprog, but in your particular ideology, you guys self-proclaim yourselves as literally anything. So why is it that you're able to self-proclaim yourself as a fucking toad or, I don't know, a dragon or a furry or something along those lines, but I can't self-proclaim myself as leader of the bigot army? Right? If you're going to call us bigots, and I'm going to self-proclaim myself as leader of the bigot army because I know it drives you crazy. It drives every single one of you fucking wild. But again, it is what it is. Where are we at? Oh, and to say this is not organic, I think it's hilarious considering that you come from an inorganic background. If you really worked at Kotaku, that is the literal definition of non-organic because any company that has DEI hiring practices is literally against organic reach in any sense of the word, right? If you have checkboxes that you have to reach and when you hire someone, that is not organic in the slightest, and it never will be. But a live stream where you have people who have difference of opinions and also some similarities who happen to be diverse, that is more organic than you'll ever get over at Kotaku. But let's continue. Let's continue. It's carefully designed to reel you in because you feel disenfranchised by the normies and left when it comes to your comfort topics / characters. Just so you're aware, the normies are not the ones that side with you, Sprog. They're not. They don't side with anybody. They're completely out of this whole conversation. The normies most of them have no genuine idea what the fuck's going on. And if they do, they feel like they're alone. They feel like they're alone until they end up going on YouTube and realizing that there's people out there that think like them and talk like them. And then that's how people find content creators like us. But the normies are not sided with you, and they're not sided with me either. They are just normies. That's all they are. But let's continue. I like how he's trying to make it seem like it's all carefully orchestrated. He spoon feeds your response, reads the room to make sure he keeps you engaged enough to continue to extract monetary value out of you. On top of that, all he closes out with a monetary bid war of waifu battles. Whichever character gets the highest bid wins the coveted belt. Yeah, so my own waifu battle, something that I came up with, something that I created, something that I wanted to monetize, that's a bad thing? That's a bad thing? That's a bad thing to monetize your channel? Are you that jealous? Are you that mad that you didn't think of it first? It really screams that you're upset. Because again, let me make sure you understand something, Sprog. I have done waifu battles for as little as $30. Okay? And that $30 is just as important to me as the waifu battles that I've had with $2,500. It would make you lose your fucking mind if you saw a waifu battle go all the way to $2,500 like it has many times in the past. But I have done waifu battles for damn near nothing. So again, at the end of the day, bro, it's my waifu battle, and I'm allowed to monetize it if I want to. You know this. You understand this. But you want to call that a grift because you didn't think of it first. That's not my fault. That is not my fault. That is not my problem. Maybe you should focus on, elevating yourself in some way, perhaps becoming a content creator of some kind. I don't really know how you're going to do that, but figure it out. Let's see. Also, spoon feeds your response. What do you mean spoon feeds response? What does that even mean? Reads the room to make sure you're engaged? Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm not allowed to ensure that you guys are engaged. I'm sorry, chat. I'm just supposed to fucking ignore every single one of you not engage with you in the slightest, and just preach to you and speak to you. This is literally what I was saying during the Nerdrotic video. When I was reacting to Nerdrotic's video, you guys remember, this is the difference between someone like this and someone like me, okay? You want to speak to people. I want to speak with people. This is a big difference, okay? I want to speak with the people in the chat right now, and I will engage with them. I literally am reading everything. Omniscient guy says he feels ignored. I don't know why, because I see you, right? Adam Juman's counting the likes. Yamato is talking to Pandora. Sanguine Tails is not green, and I don't know why, right? Moxie Day, I see everybody. You know, you are lying through your fucking teeth. It's hilarious. This is a notice me senpai energy that I have seen. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. This is insane. But let's go. Let's continue. What's the next picture? Hold on. And you guys don't like boobs. I want to reiterate that. Let's be real. You don't like boobs. He closed out the stream, and from it, he's earned anywhere from $250 to $400 in 2 hours, at least on YouTube alone. Just so you're aware, you are factually incorrect.